Check, check, check. Just want to turn up my headphones. Check, check, check. Check, check. Check, 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 check. Check. Check, check, check. Check, check. Check. Scores, scores, scores. I can go louder. Scores, scores, scores. It doesn't top out, eh? Can you turn it up a little bit? Really? Scores. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Oh, check. Check, check. There it is. Check, check. It's not louder, but it's check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. check, check, check. Check, check. Keep going. Check, check. No. It's not doing it. Check, check. Check, check. Now I have no feedback. Oh, there it is. I can hear myself pretty good. Check, check, check. I don't. It's not making enough of a difference to. Hello and welcome live to the RMLL Junior B Tier 1 playoffs. It's the first round in the North Division. It's the top seed Rebels finishing their season 14-4-0-0, taking on the fourth place Rampage, who finished their season 7-11-0-0. Before we kick off today, we are going to have a little ceremony acknowledging the graduating players for the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels. General Manager Dave McGarva is out there right now. My name's Aiden Bullsgard. Tristan Shaw is running your score bug for you here today, and we thank you for tuning in to NetFront Sports here tonight for this playoff action. Our pregame ceremony going to get right underway, and I'll make sure to walk you through it as it goes on out on the floor today as well. Hopefully I can stick out the mic here and maybe you can catch a little bit of Dave McGarba. I know we have fans tuning in all the way from Ontario tonight. And I believe that's going to be our first graduating player coming up tonight. But right now, a round of applause going off to all the staff of the Rebels. And graciously waiting to enter the floor are the Red Deer Rampage, letting the Rebels get through the tradition of acknowledging their graduating players. And what a time it's been for many of them. 9 graduating players for the Rebels this season. A lot of them have spent their journeys all the way throughout in Fort Saskatchewan. And for them, kind of a trial and tribulation here as well, having to play at different arenas out in Moyer, as JRC here was under repairs. But now our first player acknowledged, Kalen Smith. No stats for him for the Rebels, but just been acquired, and he's joining the Rebels for the playoffs here tonight. I'm told he's the one who comes all the way from Ontario, so we're happy to have you tuning in and happy to have Kalen here on the floor for the Rebels. Next, it's Bennett Fry. Bennett was drafted first overall in his year of the draft. Has scored 7 goals and 7 assists for a total of 14 points with Fort Saskatchewan, and has been a great addition, joining them from the St. Albert Crude, I believe. So congratulations to Bennett here as well. Next up, Knox Despens going to make a walk up here for the Rebels. He was drafted 35th overall in the ninth round of his draft. Has scored 16 goals and 21 assists for a total of 37 points for Fort Saskatchewan, and has been a great addition in the face-off dot and transition for Fort Saskatchewan this season. Next coming up here is Reed Lowe, having his stats read off in the arena. He was the second pick in the first round of his draft year. 82 goals in 73 assists, for a total of 155 points. Let me reread that for you. 38 games, 155 points for the Rebels. An absolutely insane stat category for him, and what a wonderful addition he's been to the Rebels offense as well. Missed some games this season. Stepped onto the floor, stepped off, just hit his 4-game quota, but still an insane stat line. And here comes up one of the big bodies, one of the tough guys for the Rebels. It's Ethan Hackett. 2 goals, 2 assists for a total of 4 points in 44 games played with the Rebels. He was drafted 58th in the 15th round of his draft season, and has been a great addition on the back end for Fort Saskatchewan. Can move the ball up the floor and not afraid to get into a tilt when he has to. Next coming up here is Rylan Walsh, drafted 23rd overall in the 6th round of his draft class. 51 games with the Rebels, 4 goals, 12 assists for a total of 16 points, and 243 penalty minutes. Has been injured much this season, unfortunately. But has done a wonderful job for the Rebels nonetheless, and his penalty minutes stat getting an applause here in the JRC. Next up, one that I saw through my lacrosse career, is Ben Renault. Drafted 15th overall in his draft class by the Rebels. He played 61 games for Fort Saskatchewan with a total of 7 goals and 21 assists, coming to 28 points. Renault, another great addition for the Rebels, another transition player, strong on the back end, and has made all the difference for Fort Saskatchewan as they have had a good run in the last few seasons. And next coming up is the captain. It's Reese Walsh getting recognized here, drafted 18th overall in the 5th round of his draft. He's played 83 games wearing the R. Total of 24 goals, 15 assists for 39 points. Him and his brother two very familiar faces around this organization, and Reese getting honored with that captaincy this season. So congratulations to him in what will be his final season in Junior B Tier 1. And here is the last recognition. It's Jackson Baker, the all-time leading scorer for the Junior Rebels. He was drafted 3rd overall in the first round of his draft class, has played 90 games for the Rebels, has 287 points. That includes 150 goals and 137 assists. Jackson Baker has been a staple of my career here broadcasting in Junior B Tier 1. It'll be sad to see him graduate and move on, but hopefully maybe we'll see him in the senior division next year, and he'll definitely be missed on this Junior Rebels squad. You can guarantee that, but what a staple he has been, and a big congratulations to him and all the other 8 players graduating this season from Fort Saskatchewan. But no time to weigh on it now, as this is the playoffs. This is the RMLL. It's the home side Rebels and the Rampage kicking off a 3-game series to try to move in to that North Final. A little bit of a different setup in the playoffs this year in the RMLL. 3-game series for the first round in the North, 5 games for that North Division title. That would send you to that Larry Bishop Memorial Championship. Only team in that provincial action so far, the host city, and that is the Mavericks Lacrosse Club. That already has their spot secured. So it's going to be exciting here. Nothing guaranteed in the North. The Rebels have cruised through and finally healthy. But we're going to head into our Canadian National Anthem. So we're going to take a minimal break here as that gets sang out. And at the closure of our national anthem, that means it's time for some lacrosse in Fort Saskatchewan. Aiden Bolsgaard, joined by Dylan Barsness running the camera, Tristan Shaw running your scorebug. This is NetFront Sports, and this is the first round of the North Division playoffs. Red Deer on the road. They'll be at home on Saturday. That one going from the Eagle Builders Center. And we're just about ready to get underway from the face-off dot. Blake Petrushko ready to set up that ball for these sides. Tyson Lewis going to be in there for the Red Deer Rampage. Still waiting for the Rebels to talk things over before they're ready to get underway in this contest. We're about 8 minutes behind our start time due to our opening ceremonies, but we thank you for tuning in with us here tonight. It's bound to be an exciting one, and expect nobody else but Knox Despins to step in to take this face-off. One of those graduating players for the Rebels and has been strong in the face-dot all season long. It's time. Pedal to the floor. It's the playoffs. Let's do it. Ball pops out free. Walsh going to come in and pick that one up for Fort Saskatchewan, trying to spin off his defenders, loses a handle on that ball. It comes free in the Rampage zone. Going to get picked back up by the Rebels. It's Jolivetti who had it. He lost his handle as well. 20 seconds on their shot clock. Red Deer now has it down in the left corner of their own zone, looking to move this up the floor. Nice bounce pass ahead, finds Kale up, trying to move his way across half. He'll get there and through a couple bodies. Now he's into space. Up. We'll dish that one off. Now he finds Logan Kodowich. Kodowich down to the left-hand half boards. Red Deer trying to get set up. 8 seconds left here on this shot clock. Is that one sent towards the net onto your starting goaltender for the Rebels, Bowen Carpenter. He made 252 saves this season for an .846 save percentage. On the other side, with players approaching him now, it's McGuire Caddy. 324 saves for him this regular season and an .804 save percentage. As Reed Lowe now going to dish this down to the left corner. 12 seconds on the shot clock here for the Rebels from the outside. Now Nolan Eastwood lets it go, and that's the first big stop of this contest. McGuire Caddy with it in his big stick, going to dish it out to his defense as the Rampage look to move this ball up the floor. Big collision there at center. Ball going to be pulled away on the scoop pass to the outside there by Rosentretter. Up high with it is Radneski. Radneski trying to find some space. He'll send that one down to Tompkins, who now goes to that left shooter spot for Eastwood, who sends it across the floor. Big opportunity and a better save by Caddy. Rebels recover and a reset of the shot clock. It's a fresh 30. Coming up high now. Reed Lowe dishes that off. Radneski to Jackson Baker. Baker from the point, dishes it to the inside. Radneski look for some space, gets steered back to the outside. Now he's going to feed that into the inside. Tompkins scores. The Rebels on top 1-0, and Tompkins the first man to put a feather in his cap. That's your opening goal of this playoff series between the Rebels and Rampage. 18:05 to go in the first. We're just getting underway, folks. Despins back to the draw against Lucas Alexander. Face-off violation. Ball going to be awarded to Fort Saskatchewan. Another opportunity for their offense to get to work. Pook up high now. Reed Lowe going to dish that off to the left shooter spot. Jolivet sends that one across. He's got Pook once again. Looking for some space now. He spins a couple times, has a lane, lets it go, and a great stop there by Caddy. Rebound pops out. Jolivet unable to settle that one down. Picked up quickly by Matt Alexander now, challenging Zorniak one-on-one. Alexander loses his footing and goes down. Rebels able to pick back up now. It's Reese Marciniak looking up the floor. Nice feed. Reed Lowe goes BTB, and that one just misses wide of the net. Eastwood's got the rebound. Another one fed right in the middle. Nickel finds Lowe. He scores! What a play for the Rebels. Nickel, or my apologies, that's Bennett Fry from the floor. Finds his man in the center, and the Rebels double up on their lead, 2-0. Reed Lowe led his team with 59 points through the regular season and goals with 32, and he adds another one, his first of the playoffs here for the Rebels. 17:23 to go in the first. The Rebels up by a pair. They dropped their last contest here in Fort Saskatchewan against Red Deer. That was an injured Rebels lineup at the time, so I'm sure if you asked them, they wouldn't want to have that one count as an evaluation, as now it's going to be a quick break back the other way. A shot for Red Deer, and Braden Nicholas stoned by Bowen Carpenter on their best opportunity of the game thus far, as we hit exactly 17 minutes to go. Dylan Pook with some space now, holding it along the outside, finds Radneski all alone, and that one just stopped by the elbow of Caddy, and it's going to bounce its way out into the Red Deer bench, and it's going to be awarded to the Rampage as they look to head back up the floor now. Dished up along the right-hand side. That pass missed by Alexander. Ball going to be recovered here by the Rebels. Ben Renault runs that one across half and dishes off. Return feed into the middle now. Tompkins with a lane, lets it go, and another stop by Caddy. Settles that one down, and his defense have a hold on it once again. 16:30 to go in the first. Hicks runs this one across half for Red Deer, trying to cut right down the middle. Beautiful pass down to the corner. That one able to connect here with Boucher. Boucher to the top now. Nicholas dishes across to the left-hand side. The Rampage trying to find a way to the center of the floor. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Fed back out high, and that one going to be stolen away. Jack Nickel going for a run now. Coming in 2-on-1 with Nikipolo. Nickel lets it go, and it's just wide of the net. Eastwood, after the rebound, will settle it down. He's on his weak side of the floor, so watch for the pass or the run around here, and he's going to opt to use his feet. Eastwood trying to find a lane, jumps across the crease and going to get called on the violation by Mr. Petrushko. That one of the referees out here today. Ball awarded to the Rampage as they move it back north. Ball pops out free. Horvath trying to settle it down, has some help now His teammate, Colton Cox, comes in and settles that one down. Cox, 28 points through the regular season, a big contributor for his offense as well. 9 seconds on the shot clock now from the outside. Rampage continuing to move this one around. It's Sola, the leading scorer for the Rampage through regular season. Just pops that one wide. It's going to be in the Rebels bench, and it'll be their ball. Zorniak receives that and instantly throws it across half. He's got Bennett Fry. Fry leaves that one there for Rudneski. Approaching 15 minutes to go in your opening frame. Rudneski dishes that one behind the net. Scanning, thrown back up to the top. Tompkins with a lane, wires it off the crossbar. It's out of play. Ball back to the Rebels and a fresh 30 on the shot clock as well. Rudneski backed off to the corner, puts this one behind the net. Reed low now, bringing it back out in front on his weak side. Going to spin off, lets it go. Tried to go short side. It ends up wide of the net. Ball bouncing on the floor now. Nice job to get on top of it there from Kalen Smith in his first game as a Rebel. Smith keeps that one inside for the Rebels. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Smith has it along the outside, lets it go, and that's a stop off the chest. Rebound out in front, and Low capitalizes. Make it goal number 2 of the game for him. And the Rebels, a 3-0 lead with 14:33 to go in this opening frame. Despins back to the face-off dot. Owen Horvath opposing him. Let's go again. Ball dished off. Walsh going to come in and pick that one up, and the Rebels back in the offensive zone again, just like that. Rudneski along the right-hand side now. Sends that one cross floor. Tompkins receives the pass. 12 seconds on the shot clock here for the Rebels. Reed low. Settling things down. Still lots of time for the Rebels to work with as Tompkins along the outside looking for a lane. He's got it. Lets it go, and a nice stop there by Caddy. Ball ends up out of play, and we have a penalty upcoming. The slash, and it's going to be awarded to the Red Deer Rampage. Owen Horvath going to take a seat for 2. First power play of the game awarded to the home side for Saskatchewan. It's a 5-2 Project Services power play for them and an opportunity to try to make their lead 4-0. Weathering the storm right now are the Rampage. This will be a big penalty kill for them. Reed low. Going to start at the top with this ball. Look for everyone to get a touch here to kick us off. Smith, low, Baker, low, Baker. Back over to Low again. Here comes the movement from the outside. Back off to Baker. He lets it go, and a great stop there by Caddy. Rebound pops out. Red Deer going to move that one ahead. Nice feed right up the middle. A shorthanded opportunity, and that one wired off the bar by Braden Nicholas. Rebound pops out. Rebels chasing after it. Nicholas going to pick that one up off the glass. It gets popped out of his stick. Across half, settled back down by Tyson Lewis. He's going to run his way around Ashton Johnson, back across half. Rampage to work here once again. Knocked down to the ground. There was Braden Nicholas, still able to dish off, and an outside shot stopped by Carpenter. Reset of the shot clock, but the Rebels there to come in and pick that one up. It's Ashton Johnson who will run it across half here for Fort Saskatchewan. 13:04 to go in your opening frame. Rebels lead by 3 and have another 55 seconds to go on their power play. Some great penalty killing to kick us off here for Red Deer. Baker throws this one behind the net. Holding on to it now. Reed low, looking for an option. Goes back out in front. Baker lets it go, and another great stop by Caddy. That one off his chest. Couple collisions up the floor as Riley Hicks gets hauled down, and a penalty upcoming to Fort Saskatchewan as Hicks back to his feet, still with the ball, and this is what you call ragging a lacrosse ball. Great job by Hicks. 15 seconds on the shot clock. A nice behind-the-back pass across. An outside shot. Carpenter forced to make a save down a man. And it's going to be the slashing call upcoming against, I believe, Dylan Pook, as he'll head across and go take a seat. So we're going to be 4-on-4 for the next 21 seconds before the Rampage will get a stab at the power play, putting the Rebels 0 for 1. Jackson Sola going to start with this one up high. 85 points in the regular season for him. Led his team in goals as well with 45. So watch for his stick to be letting the ball go here on the power play. Red Deer along the outside. They still have it now. Looking for a lane. It's Boucher there who lets it go. And that one Going to be stopped as this ball fed ahead, and now it's going to be a shorthanded break for the Rebels. Is just stepping out of the box was Owen Horvath. So Red Deer to the power play. 1.5 minutes remaining for them as Walsh, the captain, holding on to this one down in the right corner. Walsh still hanging on to it now. Has a stick broken over him as he'll try to pass this one off. Ball pops out free. Now Lowe able to find an option in the middle. Tompkins trying to get this off the goaltender, and he does. Just in time, but a good stop there by McGuire Caddy. On the crease jump there by Tompkins as Red Deer going to head into the offensive zone. A full minute of power play time to work with for them. Jackson Sola. His outside shot gets blocked down by Ben Renault. He'll gather his own rebound. 12 seconds on the shot clock for the Rampage. Dished across. Return feed. Nicholas knocked down as he sent it across, and the quick shot ends up wide and out of play. Ball going to be awarded to the Rebels. 41 seconds remaining for them to kill off on this power play. Zorniak going to receive the ball from his goaltender and head that one across half. Dish off to Rudneski. Is Zorniak going to go for the change? Take a seat here as he's been doing some solid penalty killing. Rudneski caught up by 2 men now along the boards. Able to pop that one free. No one recognizing it. Reed Lowe going to go in after it. Lowe picks that one up. 9 seconds on the shot clock for the Rebels as Lowe from the outside sends one on the net and able to make the stop as Caddy, but it's out of play and it's going to be awarded back to Fort Saskatchewan. Fresh 30 and only 14 seconds on the power play for Red Deer. Fort Saskatchewan can just sit on this one and get back even strength. Tompkins has it way out high now, getting some pressure, going to dish off to the outside. Rudneski picks it up. Pook ready to head out of the box, and he will now. We're 5-on-5. Dish across. Reed Lowe scores! Lays out across the crease and gets it out of his stick just in time. That's the hat trick for Reed Lowe, and you were paying attention to his stats when I talked about it in the pregame, weren't you? If not, let me reiterate them for you. He has played only 38 games with the Rebels. He has scored 155 points. So if we do the math on that, that is just over 4 points per game for Reed Lowe. He's already got 3 here in this one. Red Deer gets the ball out of this face-off. Braden Nicholas trapped up along the boards now by Zorniak and Despins. It's going to pop free, and Reese Walsh is going to come in, and he's able to pick that one up. Walsh jogs this one across half now, getting some pressure. He's just going to evade into space. Your next whistle will be your TV timeout here in the first period. Don't get too far. That one only about a minute long, and then we'll be back to lacrosse action as Reed Lowe to that left shooter spot. Sent across now by Smith. Feed back into the middle there. That time, Kalen Smith does get it. Has to feed it back out as Pook from the outside sends a shot on. Stopped by Caddy. Rebound recovered by the Rampage. Alexander brings this ball across half. Instantly pressured by Ben Renault. He'll have to dish that one off for Kodowich. Kodowich back up to the point. He's got Jackson Sola. Sola to the left wing half forwards now. He's going to cut to the inside. Stopped by Renault. And the outside shot comes, and Carpenter able to make the save and keep the goose egg on the board. Renault after the rebound. He's got it. Rebels offense making their way back out off the bench now is Baker. He'll step out. Renault still holding on to it. He'll run across half, find Rudneski, who dishes off, and he's got Jolivet. Rebels getting set back up. 15 seconds on the shot clock for them. Dylan Pook's got it at the point. Pook to Rudneski. Challenging now is Fort Saskatchewan. Jolivet from the outside into the middle, trying to find Baker, and a great defensive play by Kale off to tie up his stick. Is now Pook trying to get back into the middle. Rolls one through the crease, collected by McGuire Caddy. Feed back out. Kale off. Gets that pass and now going to sprint this one up along the left wall and gets into the Rebel zone. Being pressured now, he has to dish off back up high. He's got Nicholas, who goes low now. Good opportunity here for the Rampage. Spinning off, it's Boucher. Back up to the point, he's got Sola. 8:17 to go in the first. Haven't had a whistle. Next one will be your stoppage. Sola, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Lost his handle. Picked up by Carpenter. Great defense from Fort Saskatchewan, not allowing a shot on net. Is this one dangerously loose? Going to get picked up now by Marciniak. See through that directly up the middle. Turned over quickly to Red Deer. Braden Nicholas gets across half. Dishes off. Now step inside. Short side attempt stopped by Carpenter. Nickel gets the ball and goes back up along the right-hand side. Running it in, Ashton Johnson. Has Bennett Fry behind the net, chooses to go back up high for Dylan Pook coming off the bench. 7:37 to go in your opening frame. Rebels lead this one 4-0. Out shooting their opponent 12-7. Tompkins down to the corner. It's Reed Lowe into the middle. The one-handed shot and a great stop by Caddy to close the legs and make sure that one didn't slip 5-hole. The Red Deer goaltender showing very well, I think, thus far. There's been lots of pressure from the North Division leader. Up high now, Jolivet misses that pass from Tompkins. It gets across half, over and back violation, and that's going to be the stoppage of play. So with 7:10 to go in your opening frame, it's a 4-0 lead for the Rebels as they're out shooting the Red Deer Rampage 17-7, according to Mr. Tristan Shaw's count. That's who we trust the most. Perfect opportunity to let you know that tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Rival Sportswear, Canada's fast-growing custom apparel brand, Alberta-owned and operated. They're always custom, always affordable. Elevate your team with Rival Sportswear, as well as shout out to your Rebels 2026 sponsors, Leading Edge Physiotherapy, Cyclone Environmental Service, 5-2 Project Services, Lakeview Inns and Suites, Jiffy Lube, Armor Self-Storage, Sin Bin Sports, Mel Martin's Transfer Limited, Fort Sask Auto Body, First Call Heating AC Plumbing, and a special thanks to the Rebels presenting sponsor, Noyen Construction. And as well, if you're a business owner and looking to advertise here in Fort Saskatchewan, no better place to do it than on the board space in the JRC. If you're interested, contact Rebels General Manager Dave McGarva for more information. His contact details available at the Rebels website. As a shot onto Carpenter gets stopped, and Nikipolo brings this back across half for the Rebels. And we got some shirtless fans now in the crowd who look to have Rebels spelt out on their chests. You gotta love playoff time. It always brings out the best. It's behind the net now. Dunk attempt that time from, I believe it was Reed Lowe. I could be wrong. Indeed I am. It's Kalen Smith with that attempt. Just stopped by Caddy. Lowe, usually the man who likes to hang out behind the net. Nonetheless, it's Red Deer back in the offensive zone. Dished off down to the right side now. Boucher puts that across the floor, asking for it back. He wants it. Spins off, trying to go low. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Gets a handle back on the ball. Boucher has to get something towards the net. 4 seconds. Goes back up to the point. Sola lets it go, and it's wide. Rebound pops out, and that's going to do it for the shot clock. Rebels able to pick up for free. Ben Renault puts that one up across half. Brought in Ashton Johnson, and in the middle now, Baker scores. And there's the all-time leading point getter getting himself involved. Jackson Baker gets his first of the playoffs. 37 points in the regular season for him, which would be considered low scoring when it comes to his standard, folks. We're back on the horse in the playoffs. 5-0 is the lead for Fort Saskatchewan. And our shirtless fans already getting a talking to from the JRC staff. Let them cheer. Let them cheer. I'm all for it. And let me be clear to those of you who like to criticize me. If it was Rampage fans out there doing that, I would want them to be able to cheer as well. As it's the Rampage, a shot onto the chest. Stopped by Carpenter, fed back out to Reese Walsh. Yes, I'm aware of the comments that fly around, folks, but just because I do the Rebels games doesn't mean that it's all Rebels all the time. I'm just here for some high action, fun to watch lacrosse, as I'm sure you are as well. Tompkins from the outside, a low shot. That one just wide of the net. He's going to get his own rebound and a reset of the shot clock. Lost his handle. It's loose in front of the Rampage bench. Still loose as Smith is in there battling for it now, but it's going to be turned over to Red Deer as this one popped out of play into their bench. Referee Blake Petrushko retrieves that ball and will give it right to Sola, who's ready to look across half for his squad. Sola trying to get his team on the board here in this opening frame as we approach 5 minutes to go in the first. Ball dished back out, and Hackett able to steal that one away. Feeds it right up the middle, and now Jack Nickel on the breakaway. In alone, Nickel! That one just ends up wide, and to me, it looked like Sola might have thrown his stick on the play back, which is an automatic penalty. Referees don't agree. Owen Horvath brings it back into the offensive zone, and I'm happy because we just get to keep playing. Let's see more lacrosse. 4:38 to go in the first. Colton Cox up high, down to the left wing half boards now. This one fed back out to the top. Alexander sends that one off the boards, and it's not going to connect. Carpenter settles it back down in his goaltender stick and going to dish it back up now. Ashton Johnson going to come in and pick it up. Johnson across that center line, going to dish this one off to Dylan Pook as he comes off the bench, and the offense gets to work for the Rebels. 15 seconds on the shot clock for them. Rudneski hanging on to it, sends it back to the left-hand side. Tompkins, who's going to go down to the corner now, into the middle. A quick pass. Rudneski, the BTB, stopped by the right leg of Caddy. Rebound down in the left corner now. Both teams continuing to battle for it. It's going to be Red Deer who comes up with it. It's Riley Hicks. Throws that one up along the left-hand side. He's got Balaneski. Balaneski hits his man coming off the bench in Boucher. Boucher back up to the point now. Alexander sends that off to the left side. And the outside shot from Sola, stopped by Carpenter. As this one stays onside for the Rampage. A nice swat at it there. Keeps it onside. It's a nice move into the middle, and another stop by Carpenter, that time on Braden Nicholas, as the Rebels will pick up this rebound and bring it across half. It's Ethan Hackett. Bennett Fry going to get the ball from him and go up high for Dylan Pook. Doesn't connect, but there to settle it down is Kalen Smith. Back over to Pook. To the point now, Smith. Left-hand side, he's got Tompkins. Play going to be blown dead. And it looks like a penalty upcoming here to Fort Saskatchewan, the illegal substitution. And it should be the power play coming up for the Red Deer Rampage. Their second power play of this contest. They're 0 for 1 thus far, but no better opportunity than now to get themselves on the board as we're in the final 3 minutes of this first period. Again, my name is Aiden Bolsgaard, Tristan Shaw running your score bug. And Dylan Barsness on your camera. As Sola starts with this one at the point, he's got it. Dished off to the left-hand side. He's going to get the return feed. Expect this power play to run through him here. 20 seconds on the shot clock. He's got it up high here once again. From the outside, he'll take the shot, and it ends up just wide of the net. Rampage going to have to chase it out. As Sola tries to swat that one back across half, and they're saying off the Rebels and across, so no over and back charge against Red Deer. Sent into the middle now. A nice behind-the-back pass, unable to connect that time with Boucher. And that's the expiration of the shot clock. The Rebels going to pick up with 30 off the penalty kill. Nikipolo runs this one directly up Main Street, Fort Saskatchewan. And it'll go up high for Rudneski, who's got lots of time and space to just hang on to this one. 15 seconds on the shot clock. The Rebels looking to kill off this penalty. Challenged here by Cohen Thompson is Rudneski, as he'll run this one back out into space again. Dished it behind the net. Coming out in front is Smith, and that one's in the net. Kalen Smith pots that one just as deep in the corner as you can get it, as it instantly pops back out, and that's the short-handed goal for Fort Saskatchewan. Make it a 6-0 lead and a +1 on the penalty kill. Despins going to take on Tyson Lewis in the face-off dot this time around. Ball going to be recovered by the Rebels out of the face-off. It's Rudneski holding this one up by the away penalty box, as he's trying to take the low lane and gets hit up against the boards. Now trapped there is Zorniak, trying to lay a pick for him to get free. Or my apologies, that Dylan Pook, who's going to receive the pass in alone through the middle. Pook just put it over top of Caddy that time, as the rebound going to pop out off the boards, picked up by Red Deer. Headed up the floor, it's Nathan Alexander. 1.5 to go in your opening frame. Alexander feeds that to the point for Jackson Sola, who will settle it down. Sola finds Nicholas. Nicholas back over to the left-hand side, and we'll get the return feed now. Nicholas, Sola with the lane, lets it go and scores. There's Jackson Sola getting the Red Deer Rampage on the board. Led his team in goals with 45 through the regular season, and opens up the scoring in the playoffs for them here as well. The Rampage trailing by 5, have 1:18 to go in this first period. Despins back at center to line up against Tyson Lewis here once again. And here we go. Zorniak going to get the ball off that faceoff, sends it across floor. He's got his captain, Walsh, who will run it into the offensive zone. Walsh looking for his options. He's got Jackson Baker. Baker pressured along the outside, trying to drive the lane. Lets that one go and stopped by the stick of Caddy. It's your last minute of the first as the Rampage head back up the floor. Owen Horvath driving the lane on his weak side, trying to get an opportunity on net, and that one stopped by Carpenter as he tried the crease jump. Great athleticism from Horvath, but Carpenter just a little bit better that time around as Radneski will receive the pass from Renault. 33 seconds on the clock here. The Rampage going to look for a quick recovery and probably a goaltender pull, but that one's going to be challenged by the goal of Eric Radneski, who reestablishes that 6-goal lead for the Rebels. His first of the playoffs comes with only 26.8 on the clock in the opening frame. Back to the middle we go. Despins and Lucas Alexander this time for the face-up. Alexander wins that one cleanly. It pops out, and his team has it. Kalop runs that one across half, checked by Despins. Ball going to pop out loose. Walsh picks it up. Back across half for the Rebels in the offensive zone. 12 seconds on the clock. Doesn't look like they're going to opt for the timeout. Carpenter told to stay at his net as a nice feed to the middle and wired bar down that time by Kalen Smith. It bounces out of the net, and that'll do it for your opening frame. So 20 minutes in the books from the JRC. Fort Saskatchewan leading game one of the first round here in the North Division. 7-1 over the Red Deer Rampage. My name is Aiden Bullsgard. Tristan Shaw is on your scorebug. Dylan Barsness is on your camera. And as always, we appreciate you tuning in live here on NetFront Sports. Don't get too far. It's the playoffs, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes' time. Hello and welcome back live on NetFront Sports. My name is Aiden Bolsgaard, and we are getting set for your middle frame between the home side Fort Saskatchewan Rebels and the visiting Red Deer Rampage. It is game one of the first round of the North Division playoffs. And Fort Saskatchewan leading this one 7-1 here at home, outshooting the Rampage 24-13, as counted by yours truly, Tristan Shaw. Again, my name, Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan running your scorebug, and Dylan Barsness running your camera. It's going to be the Rampage who open up this period with possession. Up high with it now. Boucher feeds that one in the middle, and a great stop to kick off this period from Bowen Carpenter, as Despin's going at it behind the net here a little bit with Braden Nicholas, as the Rebels going to head back up the floor. It's Ben Renault. He'll dish that one off now. Ethan Jolivet spinning off the defense, looking for an option cross. Fuller not going to find one. Now he'll send it across, and he's got Dylan Pook. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Tompkins up high. Finds Reed Lowe, who puts it on net, and that one going to be stopped swiftly that time by Colin Heisler, who has replaced McGuire Caddy in the pipes. Shot from the outside, and that one's going to end up wide of the net. Heisler, 440 stops on the season. Good enough for a 789 save percentage. My apologies if I missed that in the opening frame, folks. I don't believe so, but maybe. As now it's Red Deer back to work. Sola dishes that one down to the left corner as this one sent cross forward by Lewis, and a shot attempt gets blocked off the boards. Recovered by the Rampage. 10 seconds go on the shot clock. Another errant pass. That one settled down, and that's going to be the crease violation charge that time against Sola. Ball turned over to Fort Saskatchewan. Running this one up the floor on his lonesome is Reese Marciniak. Gets across half, and the Rebels back in the offensive zone. Sent across. Back up to the point now. Fry finds Pook, who has a wide open shot and wires that one off the right shoulder of Heisler. Rebound pops out. Bennett Fry settles it down. Fry checked along the boards there by Riley Hicks. Feeds back out to the outside. He's got Jackson Baker. Baker, 22 seconds on the shot clock. Caught up along the outside. Goes back to the point for Fry. Behind the back pass. Connects. Is hauled down to the ground. There is a Reed Lowe. Ball pops out free. Red Deer going to be able to pick back up. Owen Horvath just going to slowly jaunt this one up along the right-hand side. He'll feed it across the middle line. And that one going to be held in place swiftly by Sola. Great job as it was about to bounce into his bench. Nonetheless, Rampage continue to move this one around. Boucher finds Sola. 10 seconds on the shot clock now. Sola challenging the defense. Finds a lane, and that one going to be stopped by Carpenter. Ethan Hackett now looking directly up Broadway, trying to find the stretch pass here, and that one going to be snatched out of the air by Braden Nicholas. He has an assist on the only goal here in this game for the Rampage. That one scored in the first, late by Sola, who's got the ball in his pocket now. Going to send that off to the right side. An errant pass. Going to get settled down by Ethan Hackett. Trying to feed that one ahead. Another one knocked out of the air and picked back up by Braden Nicholas. Rough shift here for Ethan Hackett on the passing attempts. Right idea. Just better sticks here by the Rampage, as along the outside they have it here once again. Knocked down is Nicholas. Ball pops out free. Renault trying to get on top of the rebound. Renault comes away with it now. Going in one-on-one against Colton Cox. He's going to pull back. 25 seconds on the shot clock. The Rebels want the offense out on the floor, and the feed going to get picked off once again. This one by Owen Horvath. Knocked down. Ball pops out free. The Rebels able to pick it up. Radneski up at the point, settling it down along the right wing half-boards. He's holding on to it. Dylan Pook back into the middle now. Radneski down the pipe. Stopped by the left shoulder of Colin Heisler. As this ball moved up the middle now, Owen Horvath going to pick it up and cross that middle point, colliding with his teammate in Ashton Rosenshredder. This ball going to pop out free. Carpenter unable to slow it down. It comes all the way around the boards. Tompkins going to pick that one up for Fort Saskatchewan. Big stretch pass right down the middle. Fry able to snag that one in. Dishes across. Pook the quick stick, and what a stop. Colin Heisler take a bow as he throws the arms up and stops the quick stick of Dylan Pook, keeps his team in it. That one deserves to be on the highlight reel when you look back at this playoffs. Braden Nicholas sends that one across. Sola settling it down. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Stepping around Johnston, trying to find a lane. Sola lets it go, and it ends up wide of the net. And that outlet just not working for the Rampage thus far. Sola has the only goal of the game, but if he can't penetrate the middle, you're taking away a lot of his weapons. His one goal came from outside that 24 line. So the Rampage, name of the game right now on the offensive side of the floor, is try to find a way to penetrate that Rebels defense as their offense continues to hit on all cylinders. Ball behind the net. Jolivet feeds it out in front. Pook rips that one short side, stopped by the left shoulder of Heisler. Rebound recovered by the Rampage defense. Send back ahead up the floor. Tate Graham across half. Going to hold on and wait for his offense to hit this game. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Is receiving the pass is Colton Cox now on his weak side of the floor. Dishes off and finds Sola again. Down to the left corner. Rampage back up to the point. And now we're going to have a turnover of the ball to the Rebels. I believe the moving pick charge against them. As that was Jack Nickel rushing that one up the floor. And the rebound shot that time from Jackson Baker as he's knocked down. Stopped by Cole Heisler. 14-17 to go in the second. Moving it up. Boucher stops at the what would be blue line if the ice were in, as Sola going to receive the pass from him on the little east-west pass that time. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Sola pulls it to the left shooter spot, remaining along the outside. 4 seconds remaining. Doesn't have an option. The outside shot gets blocked. Rebound pops out. Sola lets it go regardless. And the Rebels going to get awarded possession. Ball up along the left-hand side. Johnston steps that one across half. Leaves that ball for Tompkins. 13:40 to go in your middle frame. As Tompkins pulls this one to the outside, approaching the left corner. He's going to feed it right into the middle. Lowe steps in and fires that one over the right shoulder of Colin Heisler and make that goal number 4 for Reed Lowe. 8-1 now your lead for the Rebels as they are more than doubling up on the shots of the Rampage. 31-15. To the middle we go. Alexander going to line up against Knox Despins for the faceoff. Ball pops out, picked up by Red Deer Lewis. Runs it in on his off side of the floor. Going to have to throw it back up to the point. Hits his man here in Nixon Boucher. Boucher tries to make a move to the inside. His scoop pass finds its way out here, and Logan Kodowich had to settle it down. Dish back outside. Boucher once again lets the low shot go, and that one going to get sucked up by the Rebels defense. It's Jack Nickel running across half. He's got Dylan Pook in all alone. Pook scores. Make that his first of the playoffs. Number 19. 45 points through the regular season. Now on the score sheet here in the playoffs. Rebels going to need him hitting on all cylinders if they want to make a deep run this year. Of course, as the host and North Division champions, made it in to the Larry Bishop Memorial Tournament last season. Looking for a repeat of that this year. Whichever one of these teams makes it through the first round, will have a date with either the Warriors or Outlaws that kicked off their series tonight as well. Live scoring right now from that contest showing a 5-3 lead for the Warriors over the Outlaws. A stretch pass here ahead for Bennett Fry, unable to connect. Recovered there swiftly by Colton Cox. Rampage looking back up the floor. Feet ahead, finds a stick of Lucas Alexander as he's being chased down by Reese Walsh. Alexander still holding on to it. Goes back out high for Boucher. Boucher from that right shooter spot. Now going to make his way to the inside and puts it just wide of the net. Rebound pops out and into the Rampage bench. So should be awarded here to Fort Saskatchewan. And indeed, that looks like it's going to be the situation at hand. So Reed Lowe will pick this one up in front of the Red Deer bench and now run this one across half. Passes off instantly. He's got Nolan Eastwood. Eastwood to the middle. He's got Lowe in the nice behind the back shot. Ends up just wide of the net. Rebound pops out. Dylan Pook picks it up, evades his man. Back up to the point now, Eastwood. We have a penalty upcoming here to the Rampage as Carpenter hits the bench. 6-on-5 for the Rebels as this one remains in play. Pick back up. Smith puts it behind the net now. Reed Lowe back up to the point. Eastwood shot from the outside. Stopped and settled down by Colin Heisler. Slashing penalty upcoming to the box. Looks to be Brendan Johnson for Red Deer. 11:33 to go in your middle frame. Fort Saskatchewan leads this contest 9-1 as they'll head to their second power play opportunity of the contest. They are 0 for 1 thus far. Rodneski going to start with this ball up at the point. Dishes off instantly down to the right side. Dylan Pook going to put it behind the net now. As Lowe tries to go right out into the middle for Smith that time. Rebound pops out. Smith almost had it. Pook trying to get on top of it here. As it comes out towards the Rebels bench. Rodneski gets ran over there, and the ball gets across half. It's going to be picked up by Nathan Alexander on the over and back violation charged against Fort Saskatchewan as Rodneski gets his get back. Puts Alexander to the ground, but he remains with possession of the ball. And that is a great skill, folks. Put myself or maybe one of you watching out there, I don't think we'd be able to hold on to it while getting hauled down like that. So great job there from Alexander. He's able to feed that one off now, and Braden Nicholas has it. Nicholas trying the shorthanded attempt, and he gets called on the crease violation, trying to dunk that one in behind Bowen Carpenter, and the Rebels going to be able to pick up and head back up the floor on this power play. Some good penalty killing there from the Rampage. 1:08 to go on the man advantage for Fort Saskatchewan. Jackson Baker hits Dylan Pook. Pook back up to the point. Baker, left-hand shooter spot. Outside, wired off the crossbar. It's the goal. Went bar down and out earlier in this contest, but Kalen Smith finds his second goal of the game as that one's bar down and in. So that marks the double-digit goal for the Rebels with 10.5 to go in the second. They lead this game by a score of 10-1. And without a serious turn in tide of this game, it looks like it might be a long bus ride home for Red Deer tonight. In my days in the AJHL, I've been on a couple of those bus rides home after your team gets a bit of a whipping out in Lloydminster or something. And I got to say, it is an uncomfortable feeling to say the least. But maybe that's just from the broadcaster perspective. You know, if you're a player, you can be mad at yourself. You can be mad at the game. But a broadcaster, you just got to try to walk on thin ice and not upset anybody in that situation. But nonetheless, it looks like we're about ready to get underway in this one again. Tyson Lewis going to line back up at center against Knox Despins after a wipe of the floor. And our little kids wiping the floor, getting a round of applause as well from the Rebels bench and the crowd as a whole. That little person makes their way off the floor. I love it. I love it. Why not get the youngins involved in some junior lacrosse? That's what keeps them into it. I remember being in my novice days, playing for Fort Saskatchewan, and coming to these junior Rebels games was a huge thing for me. I absolutely loved it, and they always looked so amazing at the sport at the time, and they still are today. It's outstanding lacrosse to watch, and I invite you to join us here at any RMLL Junior B game. I think from you hockey watchers, you see Junior B and you start to question it. It's a great outside shot from Lucas Alexander, stopped by Carpenter. Is this one pinned up along the boards? But back to my point, anybody who's familiar with hockey, they look at Junior B and they say, that's not a great level of the sport. But I always try to explain it to those hockey watchers as Junior A lacrosse would probably be your WHL. And then when you're looking at Junior B Tier 1, now you're looking at your Junior A leagues around if you're related to hockey. That's looking at your AJHL, BCHL, MJHL, SJHL, whatever you want to put it as. That's where I would closely relate it to. Lots of these players have gone down on scholarships to play lacrosse in the United States. So definitely a high level of lacrosse being played out on the floor in the RMLL Junior B Tier 1 division. So if you're ever questioning it, why would I go attend it? Well, that's your reason why. These are the future players in lacrosse. Another exciting division, that Senior B division as well in the RMLL. Rebels have a team, Edmonton with a team, Beaumont as well. That's just here in the Edmonton area. I would invite you to check one of those out as well. You have some former professional players playing in that league, likes of John Lintz, that maybe some of the Edmonton Rush fans would remember. Nonetheless, we're back underway in our contest here today. It's a Rampage with it down in the right corner. Cycling this one back up high is Nicholas, who lets it go, and a nice stop by Carpenter. Ball going to get fed ahead. It's Bennett Fry going to bring it across half. 9:35 to go in the second period. Fry dishes it to Radnescu, lets it go, and a nice stop there by Heisler. Ball rolls out free along the right-hand side as 3 Rebels try to recover it, but it's Colton Cox who comes up with it for the Rampage. Brings this one back to the offensive side of the floor. He's got Sola, who goes one-on-one here with Nikipolo. Sola across the crease, and Carpenter matches him all the way. What a left shoulder save from him. Keeping that one on the board for the Rampage along the outside now. Challenging was Zorniak. Going to pull back now and fakes that ball off to Smith. Now he'll actually dish it off to Reed Lowe. Lowe has this ball up high, down to the left corner now. Cycling it back up top. Jackson Baker receives the pass, lets it go, and wires that one off the post. Rebound knocked down by Smith, but it gets across half. No over and back is last off the post, but this ball going to go out of play off the stick of the Rebels. That should be Rampage ball. Referees don't see it, and that's going to be saved that time by Heisler, which, thank goodness, if you're looking back at that one on the replay, that ball very clearly out of play. Should have been Rampage ball initially. Nonetheless, they're in the offensive zone now. Lucas Alexander. Challenged by Nickel here along the right wing boards. He'll dish that one on a scoop pass up high to Braden Nicholas. Nicholas cross Sola. Goes down to the left-hand side. Kotowicz behind the net now. Back out in front, and play going to get blown dead. Crease violation charge against the Rampage, and it's going to be Rebels ball. And the ball rolls its way all the way down, so they're going to start with it here in the left corner of the Rampage zone. It looks like Reed Lowe going to go pick it up for Fort Saskatchewan. 8:07 to go in your second period. Ball up high, Tompkins. It's Dylan Pook now, 22 on the shot clock. Pook back to the outside. He has Reed Lowe, makes a nice toe drag move that time. Has some space along the outside, goes in the middle. Tompkins behind the back, stopped by Heisler. And that one finds its way into the net. Radnescu, the board jump to the big fan group, our shirtless fan group that I'm sure are on camera clearly now in the JRC. And I'm assuming it's going to be Radnescu awarded with that goal, but just a funny play in front of the crease that time. Make that the second of the game and 5th point for Eric Radnescu. Back to center we go once again. Tyson Lewis and Knox Despins for the face-off. 7:47 to go in the second. A good opportunity to let you know tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Rival Sportswear, Canada's fast-growing custom apparel brand, Alberta-owned and operated. Always custom, always affordable. Elevate your team with Rival Sportswear. Alex Zorniak has this one up high along the left in the Rampage zone. Jolivet up high, Reed Lowe. Lowe into the middle now. Scoop pass to the outside by Dylan Pook. Jolivet trying to settle it down. Rebound going to get picked up by the Rampage, and it's a fast break the other way. Kale off. Pulls this one wide. Dishes it across. Finds Braden Nicholas. Nicholas to the inside. Puts that over top of the net. Settled back down by the Rampage. Matt Alexander in the left corner with it now. Goes back up high for Sola. My apologies with that. There was Logan Kotowicz. Kotowicz gets it back up high. Now behind the back shot there by Sola. Stopped by Carpenter. And back up the floor comes Fort Saskatchewan. Marciniak cross half. 2-on-1 with Jackson Baker. Marciniak lets that one go, and it's stopped by Heisler. And then a couple nice moves moving it up the floor here from Lucas Alexander, who will now dish it off. Finds it into the stick of Colton Cox. Cox back out of the point now. He's got Braden Nicholas. Nicholas to the right corner. Back across Sola. Sola up at the point. Knocked away now. Feeds it into the middle, and that one going to get picked out of the air. swiftly that time by Marciniak. Rebels looking to head back up the floor. It's Ben Renault. 6:10 to go in your second period. Feed cross floor doesn't connect. Settled down by Johnson, but through the crease are the Rebels. So ball awarded back to the Rampage. Red Deer. Back to work in the offensive zone. It's Boucher. Challenged along the outside by Knox Despins. Has some space and a nice pick and roll that time with Nicholas, who just put a shot over top of the net. Now ball going to get picked off by Walsh, but a penalty upcoming to Fort Saskatchewan. It looks like it's going to be the hit from behind. Charge to Knox Despins, and the next power play of the game coming up for the Rampage. They're 0 for 2. Good opportunity to shout out your Rebels 2026 sponsors: Leading Edge Physiotherapy, Cyclone Environmental Service, 5-2 Project Services, Lakeview Inns and Suites, Jiffy Lube, Armor Self-Storage, Sinbin Sports, Melt Martins Transfer Limited, Fort Sask Auto Body, First Call Heating, AC Plumbing, and a special shout out to their presenting sponsor, Noyen Construction. Well, if you're a business owner in the Fort Saskatchewan area and looking to advertise your company, no better place to do it than on the board space here in the JRC. If interested, you can reach out to Rebels General Manager Dave McGarva. His contact information is available on the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels website. 5:44 to go in the second, and it's been all Fort Saskatchewan Rebels in our opening game of round number 1 in the RMLL Junior B Tier 1 playoffs. Different structure this season. Sees a 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3 matchup in your opening round. So that the Rebels versus Rampage and the Warriors versus Outlaws in your other series. That game as well live here on NetFront Sports tonight, being broadcasted by co-owner Keenan Kanda. If you want to tune in there, I heard he's getting a little crazy on the mic. And the chat active in that one as well. But I'd be happy for you to stick with us here in Fort Saskatchewan as Bowen Carpenter trying to keep an eye on that dunk attempt, and another penalty upcoming to the Rebels as the Rampage still with it. They're 6-on-4 right now as that's going to get settled down by Carpenter. And a slashing penalty upcoming here. It's going to be against Will Nikipolo. So now he'll go take a seat for the Rebels, and it'll be a 5-on-3 power play for at max, I should say, 1 minute and 31 seconds for the Rampage. Tristan Shaw having the time of his life right now. The team he loves so dearly. Up by 10 is now this going to be a ball put in play. Reese Walsh sends that one just wide of the net, and the Rampage, to explain, didn't put anyone up at the point to pick up that ball, and resulted in a breakaway for Walsh nonetheless. Rampage back to work. Sola misses that pass, blows by his stick. Rebound pops out, settled down by Kodowich. Now the offense set up for Red Deer on this 5-on-3. Backing off to the point looks to be Colton Cox, is making a couple big saves. There is Bowen Carpenter. You'll see this a lot from teams. Send a man to tender the middle line, but Red Deer looks like trying to establish that 5-man presence now. Sola down at that left crease spot, edging ever closer, puts it back up to the point of the big shot, stopped by Carpenter, rebound recovered by Red Deer. Sola behind the back, trying to send that one across the crease to connect with Alexander, and it does not. Rebound gathered by the Rampage. Boucher has this one up high. Boucher sent that one down to the right creaseman there, and Braden Nicholas missed his stick, fed back out to the point as he recovers. Back up high. Now Walsh going to pick that off for the Rebels. And solid goaltending from Carpenter and good management of space from the Rebels, and a misstep there from Walsh sends the Red Deer Rampage back into the zone. Boucher sends that one across the net. Rebound pops out. Jack Nickel digging at it now, but it's going to be Sola who picks it up, has some space and all alone, and he scores. Jackson Sola, his second goal of the contest and the second for his team, gets Red Deer back within 9 and evens evens us up 5-on-5 as they convert on their 4th power play opportunity of the contest. So ended up 0 for 3 after letting the 5-on-3 go by the wayside, but now 1 for 4 on the day. A 25% completion rate on this fine Thursday night. Great night to open up the playoffs. And again, this series will continue Saturday from the Eagle Builders Center in Black Falls, Alberta. As Sola had it in his stick momentarily, and the Rebels used the physicality to get this one back in their possession as Tompkins has it up high now, close to that middle line. 3:18 to go on the clock here. He'll feed off to Dylan Pook. 20 seconds on the shot clock for Fort Saskatchewan. Rudneski up high. He's got Reed low. Low to the left wing half boards. He finds Tompkins. Tompkins thought he might have had the low lane. Ends up behind the net. The dunk attempt. He scores. And there's some awareness from Tompkins. His 2nd goal of the game. Make that 6 points for him tonight as he's having a great opener to the postseason. 10 goals to lead once again for the Rebels as they lead it by a score of 12-2. 2:59 to go in the second. 41-23 are your shots in favor of the Rebels. Zorniak going to pick this one up as Despin wins it, and the over and back violation charged against the Rebels. So it's going to be awarded to the Rampage here on the offensive side of the floor for them. Dished off instantly by Nicholas. Sent that one across the floor. Ball comes back up high. Sola looking for his hat trick goals. He gets stripped of the ball. Great job there by Ben Renault, who's going to head back up the floor now for the Rebels. Has a man popping in free. Despin just didn't quite recognize it. Nonetheless, Renault, a nice swim dodge. Going to feed that back out in space for Ethan Jolivet. Jolivet to Baker. Baker, an outside shot, and that one going to be stopped by Heisler. And he's able to roll that one out to Colton Cox, who takes a hit. Now we're looking for a wipe of the floor here at center. But it's going to be Rebels ball when we resume. And our little troopers going all the way down to the other side of the floor again for the Rebels. Wasn't necessarily told to wipe there, but Bone Carpenter's getting them to work here. And running back towards the bench. This might be the most dedicated floor wiper I have seen all season long. So he's getting in front of the crease here as well. And off the floor they go. We're going to get back to work. I absolutely love it. Tristan Shaw loves it as well, but that does not come as a surprise. He loves everything that has to do with Fort Saskatchewan Rebels. I did catch him the other day asking for a poster of the team. Apparently he wants to frame it, throw it up in his basement. I don't blame him. Everybody's got to be a fan of something. Is there's something to be a fan of? Kalen Smith, the hat trick goal on the crease dive. 4 points in the game for him. And the Rebels continue to lay it on. 2:10 to go in the second. 11 goals their lead. And even our shirtless troops have kind of dialed it back here. You know it's bad when the shirtless guys are trying to show sportsmanship. Lots of lacrosse to play, though. Despin's bringing it in. 3-on-2. Lets it go. And a good stop there by Heisler. Ball up at the crease. And it's going to be a loose ball push against the Rampage. So it's actually going to be awarded to the Rebels with exactly 2 minutes on the clock in this frame. Dylan Pook going to come off the bench to pick it up. And it looks like we're looking for another wipe of the playing surface here. And it looks like maybe some conversations taking place. Nolan Eastwood getting into it a little bit with Colton Balaneski. Eastwood only about just over a month away now from getting into training camp back in the Alberta Junior Hockey League with the Devon Extreme. Mind in other places right now, though, as he's going to go sit in the box. 2 minutes for roughing, assessed to either side. Again, that Balaneski and Nolan Eastwood who will take a seat. Should be some 4-on-4 lacrosse about to get underway. Radneski dishes off to the left-hand side. Tompkins puts that one low, trying to drive the lane. Here is low, and he puts it home. Reed Lowe make that goal number 5 for him on the day. Now in search of the all-elusive sock trick with lots of game to go. Still 1:49 remaining in the second period. And we gotta start keeping an eye on what the highest goal mark achieved by the Rebels was through the regular season. We could be getting close to a high. Their high coming in their final game of the regular season against the St. Albert Crude. 18 goals was the marker in that one, so we'll continue to keep an eye here as Reed Lowe continues to put on a dominant performance while wearing a Rebels sweater. Reese Walsh going to get this ball from his goaltender after Carpenter makes yet another strong save, is there it is. Another one potted home. It's Alex Zorniak this time for Fort Saskatchewan, so mark that one down for the transition. (15-2) for the Rebels. 1:20 remaining in the second. Despin's tied up here as his leg was being held there. Nonetheless, fast break here for the Rebels, and a quick shot on net and a right shoulder save by Heisler. Up the floor now comes Boucher with a big run there, and he'll pot that one home. Nixon Boucher gets himself on the board and puts a breath of life back into the Rampage. Despins will return to the face-off dot. 59.6 on the second. This is your last minute of play in the middle frame. Despins. The Rebels end up with it. Jolivet now challenging Lowe. Sends that one all the way across the floor. Pook goes back to Jolivet, who lets it go, and it bounces just wide of the net. Pook gathers in the rebound. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Pook holding on to it here. Send that one across. Smith back up to the point. Reed Lowe. Lowe behind the back. Smith has it. Lets it go, and that one's blocked. Ball across half. And we have a penalty upcoming here to the Rampage. Looks to be Cale Opp headed to the box now. 2 minutes. So now we'll play some 4-on-3 lacrosse with 26.5 on the clock. Reed Lowe going to receive this ball at the point. Lowe moves this one in along the left-hand side. The left corner now, sent across. Ball back up high, Jackson Baker. Baker dishes off Low to the right corner now. Dylan Pook. Trying to do that one alone, gets a rebound on his own shot. Back up high for Low, 4 seconds on the shot clock, and he whistles that one just over top of the net and settled down by Heisler on the rebound, and that'll do it for your second period. 15-3 is your score in favor of Fort Saskatchewan after 40 minutes in game number 1, or round 1 here in the RMLL Junior B Tier 1 playoffs. Lots of goal scorers on this page, so I'm not even going to begin to try to explain it to you. The highlights, of course, 5 goals so far in this contest for Reed Lowe. Kalen Smith has himself 3 goals and assists for a total of 4 points as well. Eric Tompkins, 6 points in this game. And 5 points for Eric Rudneski, your only goal scorers for the Rampage. Jackson Sola has himself 2, and Nixon Boucher scores late in the period to get on the board for the Rampage. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw is running your score bug, and Dylan Barsonis is running your camera. Don't get too far. This is playoff action live on NetFront Sports. Hello and welcome back live on NetFront Sports. You're tuned in for Rebels versus Rampage action here in round 1 of the RMLL playoffs as the Rebels get right back to work to kick us off on the power play. Kalen Smith gets his 4th goal of the contest and make it 5 points for him on the day. Had to do a little recount in the intermission. Your leading scorers thus far in this contest. Reed Lowe has an accumulation of 7 points from 5 goals and 2 assists. Galen Smith, 5 points from 3 goals and 1 assist. Eric Tompkins, 8 points from 2 goals and 6 assists. And Eric Rudneski had 6 points with 2 goals and 4 assists. I'm trying to keep track here, folks. Math was never my strong suit, and the Rebels have forced me to do it here this evening. 19:20 to go in the third. If you're just tuning in, the Rebels have added yet another to their total as we are live back here in the JRC. A goaltender heat change here for the Rampage, as I'm trying to catch a glimpse of the goaltender's number here, as he has his sleeves rolled up, can't see the arms. The only other option from what I saw on the game sheet would be McGuire Caddy. So we're going to roll with that. In the comments for you Red Deer fans, if you're aware who that is between the pipes right now, I mean, feel free to share it with me. I'll have Tristan checking on the YouTube comments if one of you could make me aware. But until then, we're going to stick with it being McGuire Caddy between the pipes. I apologize if that is wrong. I can only do as good as the game sheet and the lineups that I am provided. This is Ben Renault. Throws that one up along the right-hand side now. Rebels trying to get back into the offensive zone. A slick little scoop pass, unable to connect with Jackson Baker. It's Mount Alexander going to bring it across half. Feeds that one ahead nicely, and Carpenter able to make the stop on Braden Nicholas. Rebound pops out. Picked up here by Fort Saskatchewan. Bennett Fry going to run this one across half himself on his weak side of the floor. He'll dish it across and give it off to Reed Lowe. 22 seconds on the shot clock here for the Rebels as it's fed back out high. Rudneski, he's got it now. Puts that one down to the left corner. Rudneski to Lowe, sends it on net, and the play is going to be blown dead. The penalty upcoming to the Rebels. The goal did hit the back of the net from Lowe, which would have been the sock trick, but not gonna count, as Nolan Eastwood gonna head to the box for the slash, and the Red Deer Rampage back to the power play. Jackson Sola gonna start with this ball up high as he's searching for his hat trick goal. Sent across now. Rampage going to work here. Pass knocked out of the air. Sola had to come in and recover it, and he does. Sola from the point now. Going to send a shot on net, and that one ends up wide and over top. Picked up here by Nikipolo. Runs it up along the left-hand side, knocked out of his stick. Stays in play. Johnson after the rebound, and he secures it in his stick and going to continue to rag off this penalty for the Rebels. As he rolls that one down the floor, picked up here by Tyson Lewis, who brings it across half. 1:11 to work with on the power play for Red Deer. Kodowich. Back up high, Sola. Sola dishes off Braden Nicholas. 11 seconds to go on the shot clock. Sola behind the back pass, opens up the lane, and Carpenter able to make the stop at the rebound. They score. Logan Kodowich gets on the board, and the Rampage answer back here in the third, trailing by 12. Despins back to center here to take on Tyson Lewis once again. Ball pops out free out of the face-off, and that one's going to get picked up by Riley Hicks. Challenged here by Despens, way out high here in the offensive zone as he's going to dish it off and find Sola at the point. 16:25 to go in the third. Sola to left shooter spot, lets it go, and Carpenter able to make the stop on that one. Steps out of his crease to buy a little extra time, and now will dish that one across half and turns it right over to Sola. Dishes it ahead, and a lone down opportunity off the crossbar. And doesn't make its way across the line, but another great shot from Braden Nicholas, searching for his first in this contest. Walsh, 1 assist in this game, will dish that off to Rudneski. Ball comes back up high now. Smith to the left corner, cycling it back up high. It's Tompkins. Tompkins across, and it's going to be the illegal pick. That time from the Rebels. Ball turned back over to Red Deer. 15:49 to go in the third. Horvath runs this up his weak side of the floor. Gets across in time. Trying to find a way around Bennett Fry, and does find some space. Still looking for a passing option. Horvath tied up behind the net. Loses his handle on the ball, and now it's a battle with Nikipolo for it. Still loose down on the floor, and that'll be the expiration of the shot clock. It's going to be Rebels ball. Ben Renault picks this one up, and he'll run this up along his weak side of the floor now. Challenged here along the outside by Braden Nicholas. Makes a nice move into the middle. Passes that one off to Tompkins. Lays a reverse hit there, and now finds Jackson Baker. Baker tries to make the swim dodge to the middle, and we're going to have the play blown dead. A penalty upcoming here. The cross check. Tompkins headed to the box. Red Deer back to the power play with 14:58 to go in the third period. Rebels stay ahead by 12. Sola starts with this ball up at the point now. He'll dish it off as the movement starts for Red Deer. Sola dishes that one off. A quick shot on the Carpenter, and he's able to catch that one with his left arm out of the stick of Braden Nicholas. Now the Rebels looking to move this one up the floor. Johnson will receive that pass, and with 20 seconds on the shot clock, happy to sit on it here for Fort Saskatchewan. Dish back up high, Rudneski. Rudneski to Reed Low. Low down to the left corner, fired across. Pook along the outside, he scores. Goal number 2 of the game for Dylan Pook. And it comes shorthanded. Second shorthanded goal of the game for the Rebels. 17-4 their lead as they approach their season high, which was 18 achieved in their last game of the regular season. Knox Despens lines up against Lucas Alexander. Rampage get the ball off that face-off. Tyson Lewis brings that one in and finds Sola up at the point. Sola settling things down here for his offense. Gets this ball back up high. Dishes off. Ball put behind the net there, and that one not going to be able to connect with Boucher. Loose ball pops out. Trying to dig at it here is Nicholas, and he comes up with it. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Nicholas caught up with Jack Nicklin, just whistles the shot way wide of the net. Sola caught the ball in the rebound, but had to drop it on the expiration of the shot clock. Despens hits Rudneski. Rudneski now trying to get away from his man, has some space down in the right corner, and now going to get pinned up by 2 guys and drop down to the floor. Back up to his feet, though, with the ball as the Rebels continue to kill off this penalty. Great penalty killing there from Rudneski, showing strength of his hands, and a nice pick off of the ball there as well by Kalen Smith, and a beautiful, beautiful debut game for him. as Smith back up high. Radneski dished off Pook. Pook. His pass just going to fire out of play as we go back 5-on-5. The Rampage come up with null on the power play. 12:47 to go in the third. Owen Horvath. Challenged by Renault up at the point. Horvath trying to find some space, and his pass does get off to Boucher, who has to settle that one down. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Boucher taking the lone lane. Goes back to the outside. The shot onto Carpenter gets stopped. And he'll settle that one down in the pocket of his big stick here as he goes directly up Broadway. Turned over. Braden Nicholas looking for the pick six-esque play here, but not going to happen as he dishes off to the right-hand side now for Alexander. Goes back up to the point, and that bounces off the top of the stick of Tyson Lewis. Down the floor, it's going to be Rebels ball on the over and back violation. Baker going to start with this ball down in the corner for the Rebels. Baker, nice scoop pass into the middle. Pook trying to find an option, gets Tompkins in the middle. Penalty upcoming here to the Rampage. It's Tompkins up to the point. Baker as Carpenter hits the bench. We go 6-on-5. Eastwood, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Sends it to Baker. Baker shot, and that one's blocked. Rebound pops out. Reed Lowe's got it. Dishes off. Jolivet behind the net. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Fed out to Pook, and that's going to do it. Play's going to be blown dead. The penalty upcoming to Red Deer. To the box, Owen Horvath. And it looks like cross-checking going to be the call against him. So a Rebels power play coming up. 2 minutes cess to Horvath. And it's the 5-2 Project Services power play for the Rebels. Radneski going to start with this ball up at the point. To the right-hand side now, Radneski gets the return feed and gets Tompkins. Back up high now, Radneski behind the net. Reed Lowe still looking for that elusive sixth goal of the game as his pass back up high to Radneski. Bobbled momentarily, but he settles it back down. Radneski, Tompkins, outside shot, went short-sided and ended up wide of the net. And this one going to get across half. So it'll be the over and back violation charged against the Rebels, turned over to the Rampage. 1:36 remaining on this man advantage for Fort Saskatchewan. Sola, start with this ball along the left wing half boards. Maybe a push for offense here from the Rampage shorthanded. Again, the Rebels +2 on the penalty kill today. It's now driving the line here. Braden Nicholas gets forced back to the outside, hits Sola. 4 seconds on the shot clock. He has to get something in that direction, and he will get it onto the pads of Carpenter. And picked up here by Fort Saskatchewan, fed ahead out of the stick of Reese Marciniak. He hits Bennett Fry. 10:40 to go in the third. We're approaching your halfway mark of this third and final frame. Lowe up at the point with it. 54 seconds to go on the power play for the Rebels. Lowe to the left side now, gets a return feed up high from Smith. Hits Baker. Baker back to Lowe. Baker once again. Low from the point. Low shot, and that one's going to be stopped by Caddy. That one played out as Tompkins lays a bit of a bump and recovers that ball for the Rebels and a fresh 30. Steps on the line, and Blake Petrushko says over and back against the Rebels. Turnover to the Rampage. Nicholas, bring this down along the left-hand side on his weak side, trying to kill off some more penalty time. Only 20 seconds remaining. It's about a second more on the penalty than there is on the shot clock here for the Rampage, so they can essentially nullify it here on this possession. Alexander sends that one wide of the net. Rebound pops out. Sola's just going to leave it as it comes down the floor. Over and back violation charged against the Rampage, and it'll be Rebels ball when we resume, but with 9:40 to go in the third, we head into our third and final TV timeout of the game. Tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Rival Sportswear, Canada's fast-growing custom apparel brand, Alberta owned and operated. Always custom, always affordable. Elevate your team with Rival Sportswear. The player of the game is presented by Sports Central. Sports Central recycles and redistributes sports equipment to kids 4 to 17 and families facing financial hardship. Follow NetFront Sports on Instagram for the Sports Central player of the game following tonight's broadcast. And lots of good candidates on the docket for that award at the end of this one. As well as shout out to your Rebels 2026 sponsors: Leading Edge Physiotherapy, Cyclone Environmental Service, 5-2 Project Services, Lakeview Inns and Suites, Jiffy Lube, Armor Self-Storage, Sin Bin Sports, Mel Martin's Transfer Limited, Fort Sask Auto Body, First Call Heating, AC Plumbing, and a special shout out to their primary sponsor this season, Noyan Construction. Is a quick shot on net there from Reed Lowe, stopped by Caddy. As well, if you're a business owner in the Fort Saskatchewan area and looking to advertise your company, no better place to do it than on the free board space here in the JRC. If you're interested in that opportunity, you can contact Rebels General Manager Dave McGarva. His contact information is available at the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels website. 9 minutes to go here in the third. Play is underway as the Rampage head back up the floor here. With it is Matt Alexander. He dishes off down to the right-hand side as Boucher tries to drive the low lane. Ethan Hackett cuts him off as he'll swing back up high. Ball over top of the net. Rebound recovered here. Only 5 seconds on the shot clock for Red Deer to work with. As Bennett Fry challenging his man here along the boards and Logan Kodowich. And that'll be the expiration of the shot clock. Ball awarded to the Rebels. 8.5 to go. Nikipolo steps this one across half for the Rebels. Dishes up high. Jackson Baker. Their offense settles back in. Shot wide that time. Almost gathered into the top by Smith, but off his stick and over the middle. It's going to be the over and back violation against the Rebels, and ball awarded to Brennan Johnson of the Rampage. And we're going to check netfrontsports.com for our live scores here tonight. And keeping an eye on that other round one playoff series that kicked off. The Edmonton Warriors and the Beaumont Outlaws going at it in the north. It's the Warriors with the 9-8 lead over Beaumont right now. That game in its third period as well. Started about 8 minutes ahead of this one here today due to the pregame ceremonies for Fort Saskatchewan, as the shot whistled wide that time by the Rampage. Heads into the Rebels bench, so it'll be Fort Saskatchewan ball. And remember, the winner of that series will go on to play the winner of this one we're watching here tonight. That will be your North Final. Winner of that will head into your Larry Bishop Memorial Provincial Championship. It's Tompkins along the outside. Feeds that one off. Dylan Pook. Pook back up to the point. He's got Tompkins here once again. To the outside. Tompkins. Across. Outside shot. Radeski, and that one stopped by Caddy. Rebels out shooting the Rampage 56-32. So make that 28 saves in this contest for Bowen Carpenter. And it's been a mixture for the Rampage in the goaltending slot tonight. It's Radneski. Down to the right wing half boards. Dylan Pook has it. 25 seconds on the shot clock for Fort Saskatchewan. Smith dishes that one off now. Outside shot there from Tompkins ends up a country mile wide. If it was a barn door, he would have connected with precision. But Nolan Eastwood has it back up at the point. And of course, only jokes. Radneski, or my apologies, Tompkins, a very talented lacrosse player. It's hard in the heat of the battle as Pook's shot gets on net, and Caddy able to make the stop on that one as well. Rampage bring it back into the offensive zone, but quickly turned back over here to the Rebels as Nikipolo going to run that across half again. We're approaching 6 minutes to go in this third period. I've never seen a smile so wide as the one on the face of Tristan Shaw right now, your resident homer for the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels. And I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to make his way into the locker room to celebrate with the team after this one. But unfortunately, Tristan never was a lacrosse player, and I don't think they'll give him the pass for that one. But he does do a great job on the score bug, folks. So that is something that you cannot take out of the back pocket of Mr. Tristan Shaw. It's Rebels ball down in the left corner. Tompkins gets that one out high, dishes it off to the right-hand side. Pook through the middle, knocked down to the air. A nice athletic play that time from Owen Horvath, as now he's going to run up the floor one-on-one with Pook. Horvath trying to run over Pook, and a great defensive play by the resident man on offense, Dylan Pook. The dunk attempt that time by Horvath, not called on the crease violation, but the rebound will be collected by the Rebels. Pass from Pook on the transition, not going to connect with Fry. And now Nolan Eastwood going to be able to pick it up in the offensive zone for the Rebels. Eastwood remaining below half here. We'll feed that one off, and just didn't quite connect in the stick of Reed Lowe. Fry gets the rebound. Dishes off. He's got Tompkins, who has a free lane right down the middle. Let it go. A bounce shot. He scores. Now that's a nice one from Eric Tompkins. Make that, as of right now, what I know, 9 points for him in this contest and the hat trick. I suppose I could see if the live scoring is keeping up here. But I don't think they updated until the very end. And that is indeed the 9th point of the game for Rudneski, as it's a Rebels ball on the face-off violation. Going to be picked up by him as we're under 5 minutes to go now in the third. So the Rebels have now matched their season high of 18 goals in a single game. Looking to break that threshold here. Jolivet lets that go. It gets blocked down nicely that time by Cohen Thompson. Rebound recovered by the Rebels. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Tompkins from the outside lets another one go, and he scores. There it is. Goal number 4 and point number 10. (19-4) your scores. The Rebels lead it by 15. Fry dishes off to Jolivet. Rudneski. Has this one as he moves it around the floor. Turned over to Red Deers. They'll start with it here behind their own net. Up high with it. Lucas Alexander dishes it off. Sola at the point. Pressured by Ben Renault. He passes that one off. Feed comes back up to the left shooter spot. To the inside, the behind-the-back shot from Braden Nicholas is blocked out in front. Rebound pops out, and it'll get picked up by Nikipolo right in the middle. 3:20 to go in the third. Play going to be blown dead. Referee looking for a wipe of the floor. As the little troop of folks will make their way back out there now to make sure the floor is in prime condition. Doing a good job, as they always have throughout the season, but they got a little extra of the troops tonight for the playoffs, which you love to see. And it's the one little guy having fun in the blue shorts out there, just having a blast. That would be Tristan. If they let Tristan do that job, that would be him out there. Yes, at the ripe age of 22 as well. That would still be him. Dancing along, just be 23, my apologies. Didn't mean to underage him like that. He'd be dancing around with the mop, just be happy to be involved. He is. He's putting the score on the board. The Rebels back to work offensively here as we approach 3 minutes to go in this contest. Tompkins has it up high. 10 points in this contest for him. That is one hell of a lacrosse game. If you were to ask me, Jackson Baker sends a shot on net, and that one's going to be stopped by Caddy. 2:45 on the clock. Red Deer looking to head back up the floor. Despins instantly coming out to challenge Solo, who makes a nice swim dodge move and trying to get into space here along the left-hand side. Still draped all over him was Despins. Now found some space and whistled it wide of the net. Rebound gathered by Walsh. Walsh going to run this one up along the right-hand side. Goes back up high for Zorniak as it looks like the Rebels might just sit on it here. Jolivet runs this one back out into space up to the point now. Rudneski down to the left corner. Fry throws that one behind the net, and the behind-the-back pass that time from Tompkins, who's trying to get fancy with it now for point number 11. A shot on net from Bennett Fry gets stopped there by Caddy. Rebound pops out, and the Rebels going to be able to pick it up. Dylan Pook gets the pass out high. 1:46 to go in the third. Fry. Tompkins. Passes that one off. Out in front, they score and make that point number 11 for Tompkins as he finds Rudneski in the middle for the goal. And that is goal number 3 for Rudneski, the hat trick for him. And we'll do a point check for him as well. As we return to center for the faceoff. So Rebels make it 20 goals on the day. Rudneski has 2 assists in this third period, so he's got 9 points himself. Smith puts that down to the left corner. Minute 20 remaining in the third. 19 on the Rebels shot clock as Lowe steps in and scores, and that's the sock trick for Reed Lowe. 6 goals today. And no assists so far in the third for him, as according to live scoring. So really on the low end of point getters for the Rebels today. So Reed, get good. Sounds like you need to work on it. I know you scored 6 goals, but you got players on your team with 11 points right now and 9 points. So let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. As another opportunity for Despins, who goes wide of the net, and a penalty upcoming here to Red Deer. Play blown dead, and it's going to be another 5-2 Project Services power play for the Rebels as Riley Hicks will head to the penalty box now. .102 remaining in the third. Reed Lowe going to start with this ball up at the point. And thank God I don't run the NetFront social media because I'm not quite sure how you pick a player a game for this one. But it'll give them lots to unpack on the Junior Beast podcast, which you can find a link to on netfrontsports.com. So make sure you're tuning in to learn all about your RMLL news and beyond. NetFront Sports becoming a destination for all Alberta sports as they continue to expand and make it 7 for Reed Lowe. Maybe you heard me from the top. I'm willing to give it to you now, Reed. 7 goals. Fairly impressive. So we're back underway as the last 24 seconds peel off. As I believe the Rebels will probably just try to sit on this one. 5 seconds to go And game 1 of this first round series is in the books. Fort Saskatchewan, an 18-goal victory over the Rampage, sending an absolute statement to their Red Deer foes as Fort Saskatchewan celebrates with their shirtless fans along the boards. Game 1 to the Rebels out here in Fort Saskatchewan. And a check here in Beaumont. 10-9 the final in favor of the Outlaws as they take the 1-0 series lead over the Warriors. So those are your two teams in the driver's seat in the North after our Thursday night action. Absolute massive performances from members of the Rebels tonight. 7 goals and 9 points for Reed Lowe. As of right now, I have it at 11 points for for Eric Tompkins. 9 points for Radneski. I'm going to have to go through it here after the closer of our broadcast. I'm dying to know what the end total ends up being. Nonetheless, my name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw was on your score bug for you here tonight. And it's been an absolute pleasure on NetFront Sports. Me and Tristan will be back on Saturday for game number 2 in the Outlaws and Warriors series. And game number 2 of this one goes from Blackfalds at the Eagle Builder Center on Saturday as well. Game 3 would be on Monday if necessary in both series. So make sure you're tuning in over the weekend. Lots of playoff action upcoming. Until next time, it's been a pleasure here on NetFront Sports.